Oh, so close to me, you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Oh, so close to me, you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
hello, good evening, and welcome to the flagship show of the Boulevard Bullies YouTube channel. Welcome to a more refined wrestling discussion. I am your host, PK, with the Boulevard Bullies, and I am joined by, right now, 100% unmuted, and for the entirety of the program, unmuted, the flagship Joe of the flagship show, Jedi Joe. Hey.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Wrestling Observer Live.
We're going to dive. There's a lot to unpack here with this week.
There's a lot to unpack this week, yes.
So
There's a lot to unpack this week.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of wrestling to talk about. We have the Elimination Chamber review. We have AEW Revolution preview. All the things in between. But for Jedi Joe, I know you're too modest to say it, so I'm going to say it for you. The Earth has stopped spinning for Jedi Joe.
On leap year, on the leap day, the leap year, we have stopped turning.
The Earth has stopped turning because Final Fantasy VII Remake Rebirth. So the first installment was Remake.
The second one is Rebirth, and the third one will probably be Reunion.
Wow, I love that. So when did it come out?
I just entitled that.
Okay, cool.
I didn't watch any YouTube videos on that. I just entitled that just now. It came out at midnight, yeah, and I kind of botched right off the bat. I waited till like a few hours before to buy it and start preloading it, and I assumed it was counting down to the launch, which it was, and I was good to go to play it at midnight, and I was. But when I got through the demo section and the whatever little beginning tutorial, it says, "Hey, there's still 50% of the game that still needs to get installed."
Oh,
kind of reminded me of you in The Last of Us.
Yes, that was not good.
Delete the game and download again. It wasn't like that, but it was pretty much like that's it. It's midnight now. It's like 12:30, and I'm like, nah, I just got to go to bed and play on my phone and look at go to Twitter and go to Reddit and see like, was this a thing? I'm like, oh, I just didn't give myself enough time, and then it becomes ready to play, but it's still not finished. So, but someone else did that, so I felt a little better. I know sometimes that tends to happen. Like I sat down and I'm like, hey, I don't want to mess this up like I did RE4. I don't want to mess this up like I did Elden Ring.
Wait, how did you mess those up?
RE4, I didn't mess anything up. Elden Ring, I messed up by taking like 7 hours to like beat the first boss because I couldn't find the bonfire at the beginning.
Well, but that's not like catastrophic. That's playing the game messed up. That's a user error.
A botch to me when it comes to this is like when the user experience is affected and it kind of like leaves a little bit of a weird taste in your mouth for that playthrough. You know what I mean? Like, oh, if I wasn't stuck at the beginning there, and now I'm trying to like, because you're trying to avoid spoilers and you want to get it done, and you want to get back to, talk to my Twitch homies and watch YouTube videos on it and stuff like that and talk to people about it. Like I have to avoid all social media till I'm done with the playthrough. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh no, I need that 2 hours. But I was fine. We blasted it today for about 9 hours so far.
So how is it? Give me a full review here.
It's great. It's awesome. I mean, the combat's somehow even better than the original, which was already perfect.
Yeah, the combat in the original is fucking awesome. Yeah.
Now there's like a lot of like synergy moves and like tag team, double team kind of moves and stuff. I haven't had any trouble with it. Like I don't die much because I don't know if it's because I knocked the rust off beforehand or the game's easier or I just know what I'm doing and block more. I think it's a little bit of everything.
Wow, that sounds great. Just you mentioning the combat like gave me like member berries of playing the first one and made me want to go back in it actually just now.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm like 9 hours in, but only like 45 minutes have elapsed in the original game. It's like how you go from this point to this point, where I'm at, but it took me 9 hours today to get there, and I haven't really been doing like any side content. Too busy bullshit with like mini games, like little real-time strategy and card games, and like all the stuff they added in.
That's kind of dope.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. I've been talking
Absolutely.
about how I was going to reinstall Death Stranding, and I did that. I was like, yeah, man, I want to carry those packages. I want to do the inventory management, all the things that
They're like, fuck this.
well, you know what happened? It's like, so my memories of the game are like hour 20, hour 25.
Yeah,
I forgot
getting
that, like,
there, grinding all that shit out ain't fucking fun.
Right, like then I forgot that like out of the first 4 hours of the game, 2.5 hours are cutscenes. You know, so it's like, oh my God, fuck, like Jesus.
Yeah,
and none of it makes any sense.
no,
like zero
it's all,
sense.
Norman Reedus, right? Norman Reedus is in it.
Yeah. It's like I always think about it like this: like Twin Peaks was a phenomenal show, and everyone heralded David Lynch as like a genius. But the thing is that David Lynch was kind of filtered by the show being on CBS. So it kind of had to make sense. Like there was somebody like keeping him within the lines, reasonably speaking. Then when Twin Peaks came back and it was on like Showtime or whatever, it was completely off the rails because Showtime was like, yeah, David Lynch, do whatever you want. So it's like, that's kind of like Hideo with working at Konami versus Hideo in his own studio, like calling the shots with nobody to tell him like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So, but it's been fun.
There's no glass ceiling. It's just him doing whatever. I remember they thought he was gonna be in charge of Silent Hill, and I was like, oh boy. That was just rumors, though.
Aren't there some? Oh no, he's creating an all new original horror game.
Oh, is that what it is? And everyone thought it was Silent Hill.
Hideo's on it right now. Apparently, there's a Death Stranding documentary on Hulu. Death Stranding 2 is about to come out. There's going to be a Death Stranding TV show. It's him and like, is it Guillermo? I don't know. It's him and somebody. Or no, him and Keenan Peele. Whatever the fuck are going to be making a horror game together.
Current King of Horror.
And they're remaking 3. They're remaking Snake Eater as well.
Oh, that's right. Kojima is doing that. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
So he's like, I don't know. It's weird. He's
and
like,
that game already didn't make it. Well, no, wait. He did the original, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He did all the Metal Gears. Yeah.
But then he's also doing the remake too.
No, he's not doing the remake. Just the game is getting remade. I think it's like the place that does all the remakes. Maybe the same studio that did Crash Bandicoot remake. Blue.
I was about to say,
Oyster?
if Kojima's redoing his own game, that's a big deal, and it's going to make even less sense than it did.
Right? He's like, oh, we should get more into this guy with the bees. Like, let's see his fucking. Let's do like a 2-hour dream sequence with the bee guy. You know.
The pain. That's what it was. I am the pain.
But
everyone's like the pain, the fury, the sorrow. I love that one. That's my favorite one.
3 is great. I love 4. 4 is my all-time favorite.
Where's this cutscenes?
Well, but the 45-minute fucking cutscene where
the beginning?
Ocelot in 4, Guns of the Patriots, where Ocelot reveals that he has control over the military's nanomachines, and with just his hand, he looks up at the military's like coming to like capture him.
Son.
Right?
Yeah.
And the shit just, oh my God, dude, that is one of the greatest fucking cutscenes.
Nanomachines is like an ongoing meme. Like, because remember, I don't know if you ever played the one with Raiden, the spin-off game, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Yes.
It's like Devil May Cry, pretty much. And there's like a nanomachine meme from that. And the guy's like, it's nanomachine, son. And like, it's always a meme. People say that. Nanomachine, son.
Joe, very quickly, just off the top of your head, what is your favorite video game cutscene?
Cutscene?
Yeah,
Oof, that's kind of hard.
First one that close to your heart that pops into your head.
Maybe one of the ones. Oh, shit. Probably maybe something from like Metal Gear. I'll say like maybe. I don't know, something. It's hard to pinpoint a cutscene exactly.
What about like Last of Us had some pretty powerful ones, but I couldn't like.
I only played the original though of that. So. Delete the game and start again.
For those of you who
Delete
don't know,
the game.
delete the game. So for those of you who don't know, I was so into Last of Us 2, and I did what Joe did, which is like pre-load the game. But I don't know. I guess my fucking Wi-Fi dipped or something while over the course of the 10 hours it took to fucking.
It failed to install some vital files. It skipped over
So it's
a bit of the code.
First cutscene, and Ellie's at the desk writing a letter, but you can't see her hand. The pen is just floating, and I was like, "What the hell?" And then Joel comes into the room, but instead he just T-poses through the door. He melts through the door. What's going on here? And then I got the blue screen, and it's a vital error has occurred. Try deleting the game and starting it. This is 12:05.
There's always so many silly memes at midnight, and you get so hyped up and your expectations and everything. You can't sleep. You want to play the game. Everyone's playing the game except for me, and then some bullshit happens.
Oh,
it's always like that.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. And there's nothing you can do. You can't go to the store and buy a new PlayStation and play. You still would have to download the shit. So,
well, they screwed people on the Rebirth physical copies. Some people aren't getting theirs in time, so they don't have them yet. And then there's people who have them, and there's some mix up with the discs. You put one disc in to play it, and they labeled them wrong, and then now you can't play the game, or you might be able to play the game. You just have to figure out which disc is the right one. I don't know, some stupid shit.
So tell everybody at home where you are going to be streaming when the time comes.
I'm streaming on my personal channel and on my YouTube. Well, I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube now. I got back into it this week. I'm trying to stick to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday kind of thing, 8 p.m. till whenever.
Nice.
But you can follow me on, if you click my name. I think if you click my name, it'll go to my channel.
And is it the same name on YouTube? I mean, on Twitch?
Yeah, the Jedi Joe on both.
All right. Well, that concludes...
So subscribe to me on there. Subscribe to me on there, and follow me on Twitch, and then I'm gonna do a multi-stream kind of thing. So I'll definitely be playing the Rebirth tomorrow though. Dope. Tomorrow night around this time. So
everybody support Jedi Joe. Everybody go follow him, watch him play. Shout out Urka. Shout out John Richter. It was good seeing you, obviously, over the weekend. Bren watches all 6 hours of Boulevard, or all 8 hours of Boulevard Bullies content from Tuesday to Thursday, and I appreciate you, Bren. He was up with us late last night playing Drunk GM mode, but that's the only time you're going to see me drunk ever again. Because between this weekend and it all really, my bad weekend actually started, Joe, right here last week, as I muted you for a big chunk of time, muted myself for a big chunk of time, and just made an absolute mockery. You know, that's what really started this whole renaissance, is that I knew I let you down, Joe.
Yeah, you kept apologizing, and I was just like, I don't care. I don't take the show that seriously. I mean, I take it seriously, but not that seriously, where if you mute me, it's not a big deal.
Well, I just wanted to apologize to you in public. You want to get into wrestling?
Yeah. Is there nothing else going on in the week that you want to talk about?
What
current
else
events
is
that aren't wrestling related?
Ooh, how about the Borderlands 2 trailer? Have you seen this?
Oh,
or Borderlands, Borderlands 2, Borderlands movie trailer.
Yeah. I think I did see a trailer for it. This is not that memorable looking. I mean, it looks all right looking.
I feel like it kind of looks awesome, honestly. The trailer kind of hyped me up. It's almost like, I guess they're kind of going for a Suicide Squad-ish type of vibe. Kevin Hart is in it.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Kate Blanchett.
That's right, yeah. She plays, was it Siren?
Yeah. Which is crazy. I don't know how they got her to wear that outfit, put on that red piece of hairdo. And in perhaps the greatest stroke of casting ever in my lifetime, Jack Black as Claptrap.
Yeah.
Come on.
Claptrap's funny. Yeah, I forgot all those characters, man. They're good characters.
Claptrap is one of an iconic video game character. Ooh, that's a good cutscene where he is teaching you stealth. and he's like crawling on his stomach and singing like the Mission Impossible song. And Urka in the chat says, Ellie playing Take On Me on acoustic guitar was very special to me as a cutscene. And just John Richter, I want to let you know that I watched, first time I ever took mushrooms, I watched Eraserhead, which was not a good idea. So not recommended as far as David.
Did you ever see the video of Ellie playing the guitar and they put in like, I don't know, like a Metallica solo?
Yes, I have seen.
It's like, it's like fight fire with fire or something, like really explosive.
Yeah, it's like the it's like the solo from like Master of Puppets or something.
Yeah, it's like Ride the Lightning or something. Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, we could talk. There's a lot of wrestling news tonight or this week. What do you want to start with? Let's do the Wrestling Observer Awards at the end of the headlines.
Okay, cool.
Does that work? So we only want to talk about first. First, rest in peace, Virgil, I guess. He passed away yesterday?
Yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, I guess it was. Rest in peace, Virgil. I'm surprised that nobody's, that iconic meme of him sitting there in the empty room at his table? I'm surprised nobody's, made that into, him in heaven.
Yeah, like wrestling superstar Virgil.
Yeah, in the pearly gates,
Yeah. I saw a picture of him. Yeah, he wasn't looking too great at the end there. But I have one Virgil story, one encounter with Virgil in my wrestling fandom. It was at Joey Janela's Spring Break 2, whatever the one they did, Grace Sasuke versus Janela. And, I'm going around getting all my gimmicks signed. This is back when I was still doing autos and people didn't really charge much for it. And Matt Riddle's there by Quackenbush, Arden Cassidy. Still a lot of people that haven't been signed yet by AEW. And
AEW was long from existing then.
No, it didn't exist yet. This was 2016, 2017, something like that. Maybe 2018. Yeah, 17, something like that. And I'm getting, of all people, who was that white dude that was kind of weird looking and he would always wrestle girls in the WWE? He wasn't fuck me. He was kind of a meme. He always had colorful hair more recently.
And he was in WWE, you're saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fuck, what was his name? I think he was on intergender matches and stuff like that. What was his name? Damn it. Anyway, so I'm getting him to sign this poster and he decides to start signing it next to Virgil's stuff. He's on Virgil's 8x10s and whatever, his gimmicks. And Virgil comes over, he's like, "Hey man, get your shit off my shit." I said, "Oh, sorry, Mr. Virgil, sir. Sorry, sir. Thank you." And I said, "Thank you" to the other guy, and then said, "Thank you" to Virgil. And Virgil was just like,
James Ellsworth.
James Ellsworth, that's who it was. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I was getting James
up the Joey Janela Spring Break 2 flyer.
There you go. Thank you. I was about to do it at the same time, but yeah. James Ellsworth was signing something for me on Virgil's gimmick table, and I got yelled at for it. And that's my only story.
That's nice. Virgil.
There were a lot of other stories that night, but that was my only Virgil story.
One of the I guess the first Wrestling Is Now SAT event I ring announced, and I guess there was a convention not too far away, maybe a Rahway convention. So a bunch of the guys, I guess it was Virgil, Chavo Guerrero, a bunch of the guys came over to the show to hang out with the SAT afterwards and sell their merch. And it was a huge Rexplex room. So Virgil literally did the meme and set up his table and just sat by himself. And so I'm doing the intermission and and I walk over to his table and I was like, "And ladies and gentlemen, this is very important. Stop what you're doing. Put down the hot dog and come over. This is your first," I made a big long-winded over the top intro for Virgil. And then he after I was done, he was like, "Yo man, thanks. That was fire." I was like, "Thanks." And I was like, "Hey, since I did that, could I get a picture? because you know that he was famous for like never letting anybody like Hulk Hogan. Like Hulk Hogan wants a picture, he's like $20.
Yeah, he always charges. That's how Sandman is.
Yeah,
like they're all, a lot of guys are carnies, like that.
But I got,
Carny
but so
business.
so like I got him. Like I traded goods for services.
Yeah, you put him over.
Yeah, and I got the $20 photo. So, and I find myself in rarefied air because at the time he was posting on, like it was like Hulk and him met or something, or him and Ted DiBiase was at some like dinner, and it was like a picture from some dinner. He's like, I charged him $20. Like he was like heavy into that gimmick at that point. So I was very, very proud of myself for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, rest in peace, Virgil. When he was in WWF, they named him after Dusty, and when he was in WCW, they named him after Vince. So, go figure.
All right. So moving on from there, we have, man, I didn't really look at these notes, so give me a second. The A&E Superstar Sunday, Superstar. What is it called? A&E Superstar
Sunday.
Is that what they're advertising it as?
Yeah, that's what returning? They do. Like the biography and the rivals.
Oh yeah.
It's just super obvious. Like they did the first episode was Triple H and The Rock rivalries. So like I don't know. Does that mean like did they try to get it into the freaking lexicon? Like, oh, these guys have a rich history.
Yeah.
And we'll get into WWE and what's going on there. But, Triple H did cut a promo on The Rock. The Rock's a bad guy now. Apparently he's going to be there tomorrow night and for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah. That was the other bit of news. He's, I guess, confirmed for the next 3 consecutive SmackDowns. So that's kind of cool.
And they got like a little promo where he's like, this side of me has always been inside of me. It's been there the whole time. And he's like, come,
brother,
your chance to witness greatness, jabronis. They have like a whole, it's like a whole ticket push almost.
They're going to sell it every SmackDown for the next few weeks.
Oh, yeah.
They're selling out shows, man. They're selling out shows.
I love them.
What else was on the Superstar? Did they advertise anything for the documentaries?
Yeah, they announced the headlines, but I didn't really care. I guess Sergeant Slaughter is going to have a biography. Who the fuck else? I guess they're going to do a Randy biography.
Randy who?
Orton.
Oh. They've been
they already did
Savage.
Macho Man a few years ago.
Yeah.
That was the only one, because WWE has final creative say on these, right? Like you can't.
Yeah. You okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you freeze?
I got to disconnect, reconnect.
Oh, okay. We might have dropped then.
Stream health good.
Oh, bit rate. How's the bit rate?
Bit rate 42.
Yeah,
I experienced a freeze. All right, we had a brief freeze. That's fine. A little interesting. This week we're pushing it.
It's like we're live.
We're pushing it a little.
Yeah, we're pushing the res and the bit rate a little higher this week. So let us know if there are other issues. We can turn it down. Pat's rig he's running off 56K.
Yeah, I'm actually running off of a bass amp.
Shoebox. Yeah, a shoebox.
How about what's this argumentative flight to Perth sources? Because we are going to be getting into Elimination Chamber a little bit later on.
The source I have that works for the airlines. Remember when I mentioned them last week?
Oh yeah.
They said that let me see if I can pull up this message. I'm so not prepared for the show tonight because I've just been playing video games all day.
Hey, that's all right. It's like we switched roles. We switched roles for 1 week.
Well, so-and-so who I'm talking about, can you, if you're watching the show, which it looks like you are, can you send me that source again, that story from that flight? Apparently, remember we played the game at the end of the show where you guessed everybody?
The shoot names.
Apparently that flight, there were a lot of argumentative situations with the flight attendants and whatnot, and it was like kind of like a flight from hell.
Wow.
So
see, back in the day, the flight from hell is that they all get wasted and like party too hard.
Pull their dicks out.
Yeah,
like,
pull their dicks out.
Out.
Now it's like Chelsea Green complaining about like her Dasani.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like, now they're just
Coach.
complaining about the food and shit.
Yeah, yeah. He said it's a whole week ago in our chat, and I don't have it up. Yeah, I think I'd screenshotted it, and then I just wasn't ready for the night. So sorry about that. But it wasn't. I remember. I don't remember it being that descriptive. But I think it was just like wrestlers being rude and shit like that.
Yeah, because they're all
Sounds like
fucking-
Randy Orton being rude again. So whatever.
I'm trying to pull up this. I'm trying to pull up this list here because I had it before. But yo, WWE 2K.
Yeah, Dasani sucks, Lokenstein. Yeah, Dasani's the worst. That's
Just
the worst when you
Logan
go to like a show and like or a ball game or something, sporting event, whatever, and all they have is Dasani as the water choice. It's fucking the worst. The worst. What were you gonna say?
I'm confused because I know that Dasani gets a bad rap, but like I don't think I've ever experienced a water that I taste and go, oh, this is not good water.
Dasani like kind of tastes like plastic a little bit, I think.
Huh? Yeah, it gets a bad rap. Salt water.
Salt
water.
water.
So in 2K24 they're going
It
crazy.
has minerals. Oh, okay. Go for it. Yeah, the game.
2K24, it's like they just announced this week 5 different DLC packs. So
Yeah, that's a first for them doing that, right? Like they don't normally announce all the DLCs ahead of time.
Well, they're letting you know right now. Games as a service. Let's go. We're stretching it out after the across the whole year. You know,
That's pretty cool.
Pre-order-
They show you their roadmap, I guess you could say. And the first one's CM Punk, right? You can go down the list. I'm sorry to spoil.
no, that is the first one. But I thought that was so funny because it was so contrived.
Let me bring it up too.
Good idea, but they kind of missed the mark. Like, so the day that they're gonna announce the DLC, CM Punk goes on his personal Instagram, and he goes, I've been hearing a lot of fans saying
May 15th?
what?
May 15th?
Well, the game
That's a
comes out in
while.
March.
Oh, yeah, but fuck me. I mean, that's still a ways away. People only want to play a CM Punk. They're not getting this game until Punk comes out.
Oh, I guess does it come out in March? I don't even know now.
No, it comes out in a few weeks. Comes out like 2 weeks.
Because that's what Michael Cole fucking said the other day.
All right, sorry to cut you off again. So what did Punk say?
No, so it all started with CM Punk on his own personal Instagram saying like, "Oh, I'm not in the game, and I know I'm late to the party, but like, I don't know how technology works, but it's not too late to get me in the game. Like, I'm tagging 2K games too because I want to put the pressure on and hold some feet to the fire today. We're going to get to the bottom of it for you fans." And then like 4 hours later, he was sitting in a mocap studio, like I'm in the game. I got them. We listen to you, the fans, and I'm gonna be part of it. And so it was like such an obvious marketing ploy.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but I don't know. Like CM Punk isn't supposed to be like a fucking corporate shill using his Instagram for like fake promoted content. I don't know. It was like weird. And, he was such a worker with it. He's like, I want to really, the fans have been asking me, so I really want to get to the bottom of this for you guys, the fans. It's like, oh, he's a fucking guy. Like,
Now he's going to present them a belt, too. Like, and do something really fucking cringy or something. But, yeah, maybe that's why it's not going to be released till May 15th, and it's also being labeled the ECW Punk Pack.
Right, so I have that up here. And, I mean, just these 5 DLCs, sign me up right now. I'm ready to go. I'm going to consume this game, even though I know that that's what they want me to do. CM Punk, Terry Funk, Sandman, Bubba Ray, and Devon. Love it. Live for it. So that's May 15th.
And you also get the ECW Paul Heyman manager card. So I guess that's in my faction though.
Right, which is like
that's not in my the GM mode. Oh, that sucks.
But I guess managers are going to be a big part of either the game or my faction. My faction is basically like their version of Madden Ultimate Team. It's like their microtransaction pay to play.
Yeah. I was really confused by it. It was like cards and shit. I'm like,
yeah, it's like cards and like you can only like wrestle with them a few times, and it's like I don't know. So June 26th, Mosh and Thrasher the Headbangers. This is the Post Malone and friends.
So
Yo, they're going
stupid.
crazy. They're like, yeah, Post Malone. And did you see on Instagram, like, Post Malone and Stone Cold had, like, a Twitter, like, a promo battle?
No.
Oh, my God. Yo, they're going all out.
What's Post Malone's entrance theme?
I guess whatever song he licensed for the fucking game. But Post Malone, Mosh and Thrasher, the Headbangers, Jimmy Hart, Manager, Sensational Sherry, and Honky Tonk Man with more My Faction super cards. Mosh and Thrasher are kind of cool, underrated. What was the name of their finisher? The Powerbomb leg drop? Yo, that shit was so dope.
The Mosh Pit.
The Mosh Pit. Hell yeah. And then my favorite, DLC Pack 3. The one that I've circled on my calendar.
This is 3 or wait, 3? Okay, we're at 3? Okay. We haven't got hit 4 yet, right? Because still a 4 and a 5.
I mean, I wonder if we're looking at the same thing.
I'm on the 2K site.
I'm at the SmackDown Hotel. Just like a fucking rag. It's like
what fucking bunkhouse fucking.
All right, dude, you take it away, Joe.
So number 3 is the Pat McAfee pack.
Hell yeah!
And that's you get Pat McAfee, playable co-host. Stay tuned for more info. Oh boy!
Which means they were like, "Yo, Pat, do you want to be in the
get
game?"
all his
He's
marquee
like,
fucking friends, yeah.
Which is awesome.
Chad, co-host, more co-host shits, and that's all that's in that. So that's not worth a fuck to me. But the DLC 4 Global Superstars pack, September 20th, Jade Cargill, Nia Jax, Michelle McCool, Carlito, Kairi Sane, Lyra Valkyria. Who the fuck is that?
Leah Valkyrie or whatever. She's like a freaking wrestler. Hold on. She's an NXT person.
All right. Dragon Lee.
Hell yeah.
The DLC 5, the final one, the WCW pack, November 13th, the TDP, Iron Sheik, Mr. Perfect, Great Muda, which is pretty cool, Lex Luger, that's cool too, and then more random transactional content.
Iron Sheik as well is going to be in that.
Yeah. Sheiky boy.
Sheiky baby. Oh, by the way, DDP is also on Biography. That just jogged my memory.
Okay.
Which will basically be a DDP Yoga infomercial.
You ever do DDP yoga?
No, never. I've done.
It's like everything is based around like wrestling and like wrestling moves and shit, and it's like, all right, diamond pose, and like you gotta go like this, and it's like Hulk it up, and like you have to like stay stressed the whole time, like because that's what like I tried it. It was kind of lame, but what else is going on?
That sounds fucking awesome. Nothing. You sent me a great photo of the Tony Khan. The Tony Khan tattoo is making the rounds of the internet.
Did you happen to maybe get it on? Can we see a display capture of it? Can you put it on screen right now, or is that not
No, I'll probably blow up the rig. But you know what it is. You can go find it if you've probably seen it at this point. I guess somebody got a tattoo of Tony Khan's face.
Yeah.
To celebrate him bringing them wrestling.
It's really bad. It's not like a good tattoo. Sorry. I don't know what's wrong with my camera. I think it's the white background.
It's not like a good portrait of Tony Khan, because a good portrait of Tony Khan would be crazy. But a bad portrait of Tony
this
Khan,
looks like a fucking like boardwalk, like fucking corner fucking tattoo fucking guy did it.
I love that.
You know?
Maybe we should set up outside of Arthur Ashe Stadium and give tattoos.
Yeah. The Samoan style tattoos, yeah. And then what was the one where it showed Triple H also? Or is that, I don't think that was like recently. It was like, this is my Booker of the Year. That's what they had got though. Oh no, they didn't
No, the tweet, like the caption was like, to celebrate my Booker of the Year.
Yeah, to celebrate my Booker of the Year. I thought they were gonna put Booker of the Year. Oh, I can't believe someone fucking got that.
I love that. Have you seen the tattoo where it's like a mashup of like Vince, Do-Rag Vince, and Tony Khan, and it says like forever in like all the different letters of wrestling. It's like there's the AWE, there's like the Ring of Honor O, and it's like a mix up of like all different wrestling people just as one person. It's terrible. It's horrible. I hate it. Let's stick to AEW because there's not much AEW going on really.
There's plenty going on.
Okay, well, so it's up to you.
Just continue while I fuck with my camera.
Okay, so AEW Revolution is coming up. Joe, you have the card pulled up, and we'll preview that. I didn't really watch much AEW Dynamite, but I did see that for the first time since Owen Hart fell from the fucking rafters, they lowered Sting down from the ceiling.
Yeah, it was kind of random. I mean, why would they do it here and not at the pay-per-view itself?
I guess they're probably just trying to sell the pay-per-view. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, it's like, oh, wow, it's this guy. Remember this? Member berries. Nostalgia cigarettes.
What else happened on this show? Where were they? Oh, they were in Alabama. Oh, there was a 6-man that opened the show that was good. Well, no, first of all, they opened the show with whatchamacallit? Adam Page feigning injury.
Yo, when I saw the pictures of him in those crutches, I was like, they're gonna have him win, aren't they?
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with this fucking thing tonight, bro. It's always something here at the Boulevard Bullies.
You know what it is? It's because the flagship show runs at the highest quality electronics and electricity. So sometimes things go a little haywire because of our bandwidth. It's so large. We're so girthy with our bandwidth that, you know, sometimes...
She might be right. Urka might be right. Maybe the camera can't find Joe's face because of the hat. Because I've been riding the hat lower tonight.
I see also that you have a dehumidifier. Maybe the smoke is messing with the depth.
Yeah, but even when that wasn't on, the camera would always get messed up.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's just like...
not as much as just then.
Because the hat is skin... Is it skin colored or is it army green? I'm going to take the hat off. We'll try it like that. Now I'm afraid to move now that it's right.
Don't move. Stay completely still. So let's go to AEW. Sting was lowered down from the fucking ceiling. I guess what happened is like the Young Bucks came out. Yo, am I bugging or are they the worst that they've ever been going into this match?
Yeah, they act like fucking idiots, dude. Like they act like idiots on whenever the mic's on them, they just act like dumbasses, man. They're just like, I'm gonna fine you. Yeah, you know what? You need to keep that down. That's gonna be an $8,000 fine. Like, I understand they're like trying to be like whatever they're trying to be,
trying
but
to like lean into it or whatever.
Yeah, and it's just it ain't working.
Well, did you see they're still obviously not over the CM Punk? Like, they still took a jab at CM Punk. I don't think it was this week. I think it was last week, but we didn't talk about it. They gave that, you know, because they tried to beat up Tony Schiavone, so they gave him a $25 like Amazon gift card or like Starbucks gift card or something. But like, that was a story a while ago, is that CM Punk like sent every wrestler a $25 Starbucks gift card.
The fuck?
Like,
is that for real?
No, when CM Punk was in AEW, I guess for one of the shows, he gave everybody, all the wrestlers in the locker room, a $25 Starbucks gift card and like bought food or something.
This wasn't the Nando's one, remember that?
No, Nando's was only for CM Punk's friends.
At All In. Right,
it was only for Brody King. You know, it was only for Brody King and Danhausen. Mm-hmm. CM Punk's only two friends. But apparently at some point he gave everybody $25 gift cards. So they even still had to like try to make fun of him. But yeah, I guess they came out and they were beating up Darby Allin. And they have like the white bat in contrast with Sting's black bat. Oh my God. The depth of this narrative knows no bounds. How deep does the iceberg go?
Did you see that like they first of all I was watching with my girl, and she's like, "That's stupid. Why when he came down like that, and then why would they hear the crowd say or start like that? Why wouldn't they just turn around?" I'm like, "Well, they kind of did turn around eventually, but." Yeah, it was kind of like a dumb spot how they go all the way up to the top of the stage just for him to like then get repelled down. Like, wouldn't it be more appropriate if they were just in the ring and like beating down Darby and then Sting just comes down?
So what was the sequence of it? What do you
They
mean?
they
were
were
like,
beating up on. Oh no, sorry. So they were beating up on Darby to end the show
right.
because it was just. I'm trying to think if this was an afterbirth from a match. No, it was just it looked like they just came out and did a promo. Like I barely even watched the show last night. And then they're beating up on Darby, and then Flair comes out, and Flair's takes his jacket off, and he's gonna go in on Darby too. Instead, he goes like
he was exploring his options. He was putting his money where his mouth is and exploring
his money
options.
where his mouth is. He goes, but, and then whacks the other one.
That was so great.
And then what does Nick Jackson do?
Right,
he like
the classic
stays there too. He's like,
yeah, that's the way you do it. That's the way you got to do it. Yeah.
Well, they'll start whipping. So that would have been perfect. Just them beating them up and then just come down. Like, were they just afraid to have him come down and it'd be like Owen Hart?
Well, I think they were probably afraid to have him come down with other people in the ring, right? Because didn't they clear the ring? Like, so the Young Bucks are walking up the ramp.
But then they had him come down to the outside. He never came into the ring.
Oh, so they were in the ring and he
like
came on the outside.
Outside ramp side, like stage side ramp. Like towards the fucking outside, but when the ramp comes all the way down, then it flattens out, and then here's the ring. They came out here. Came down here. And then I think it was because they didn't want to show him fucking with the harness and not botch it. Because what happened was he came down, they kind of showed it. And then they went wide shot up to the stage with the Bucks again. And they were like, I'm like, why are they not showing him anymore? And then all of a sudden, like, Darby's up and they're showing him and the harness is like way off.
They probably had like a pit crew come up and fucking like.
That might have been it too. Yeah. That might have been it.
So the Young Bucks left.
Yeah, like that's what they were also probably afraid of. Like, not just an accident, but just getting like another botch fucking gif being made on them,
Right. Well, because Sting.
So much ammo on this company right now.
Well, yeah, it's like we can't fuck this up. We cannot fuck up the rep.
We gotta just have it just be average. Just have it be an average spot. All right.
Imagine if it broke. He just died.
No.
It's just
God, no.
Like, damn shit. They tried it again, but so they leave Ric Flair. The Young Bucks leave Ric Flair and Darby laying. They go up to the ramp. Darby and Ric Flair are recovering in the ring, and then Sting like lands somewhere in the middle.
Like, he lands on the outside.
But yeah, between ring and ramp on the outside. Yeah. And then it cuts to Darby and Rick. Like, it cuts away from him to get unharnessed. Then what happens? The Young Bucks like run down and try to fight him, and then he beats them up.
Yeah. The Bucks try to go with the bats, and then he like riposts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Slap
he
away.
like I didn't know what he did with Matt, but Nick went like this, and I think Sting like parried it, like he countered like this, and then Nick's like, oh my head, like if you hit someone with a bat and hit their bat or hard surface,
yeah, the reverberation,
it reverberates to your my nerves, my balls.
Oh
yeah, and then he just like started going in on them.
Are you excited about Sting's last match?
Absolutely not. No way.
I feel like I'm not excited.
I know a lot of people going. But...
I hate that he's fighting the young Bucks. I hate that they're involved. Like, I hate so much that they're involved.
No.
What else happened on AEW? Anything else worth note before we break down this Revolution card?
Last night, all right, so there was a good 6-man with the Blackpool Combat Club. It was Danielson, who hasn't been on Dynamite in forever, I think, versus Eddie Kingston and FTR.
Yo, weren't the Blackpool Combat Club just...
They're consistently having really good openers still.
Weren't BCC just fighting with the Mexican guys? Didn't they just have weren't they building a whole feud with the CMLL guys? Yeah,
that too, yeah. They're kind of, I think it's kind of like a whole thing.
Well, now, and I saw the promo of Claudio and Moxley are going to fight FTR at the pay-per-view.
At Revolution, okay.
Which is so fucking... And in the promo, I think this might have been like online only, because I didn't watch Dynamite, so I don't know. But it was actually pretty good. Moxley tells this story about how when they were all first training, Claudio, like when they all showed up, it was like Claudio's first day. He was like flying in from somewhere, I guess, let's just say fucking the Swiss Alps or whatever. And and like when they get there in the morning, like they couldn't get in touch with him from the airport, and they send somebody to the airport and they couldn't find him, and then they like finally give up and they go to the building, and he's there already. And Moxley's like one of the guys, like the trainer, and Moxley was there. He goes, "How'd you get here?" He's like, "I walked." He's like, "I walked." That's 60 miles.
Yeah,
you know, and I don't know. It was kind of cool. Like, I don't know if it was a made up story, but it seemed real, and it was like that makes sense. Like Claudio is just dumb and foreign and like a superhuman robot, so he would just walk from the airport. He would be like, "Oh,
yeah,
this is what we do. This is my first time in America.
Yeah.
We just
I just walked.
Yeah,
I just walked. What? How you doing?
Yeah.
How was your flight?
I kind of believe that, but it's so fucking stupid, Joe, because it's Sting's last match in Greensboro, right? It's the Greensboro Coliseum, right?
Yep.
And it's a tag match, right? Mm-hmm. But on that same show, they have FTR, who's the better tag team, fighting Claudio and Moxley. And that match's storyline is like, we're going to honor tag team wrestling in the Greensboro Coliseum.
Yeah.
But
not highlight it with the more appropriate matchup.
So it's like, but it's like, doesn't that
and just
kind of take
throw
the
that
steam out of
throw that team together like a few days before too. It's stupid. What's happened in this mess?
Joe just thinking about Final Fantasy.
Orange Cassidy defeats Nick Wayne. It was kind of, I think Nick Wayne has a new shirt that says "Christian is my dad" or some shit. Finally saw Sky Blue defeats Chris Statlander, and finally saw Julia Hart back on the show. We haven't seen her in a month now. Ever since she won the title, I guess they realized.
I think she was hurt.
She can't wrestle herself out of a paper bag, and they realized that too.
I think that one has something to do with the other, actually.
Yeah, one of these things are not like the other. Yeah. And then Jericho had a backstage promo where he was like speaking Spanish to try to like hype up his match tonight. He was going to be the Corazon de Leon versus Atlantis Jr., son of Atlantis, who he wrestled. Atlantis himself. Many years ago when he was coming up in the on the whatever
on the wrestling circuit
and in the circuit, yeah. So, and no one gave a fuck. Renee's just standing there. Renee had a new look tonight. It wasn't as casual. It was more like nightclub, like smoky eyeshadow and this weird tight fitting, form fitting outfit on. So
nice.
And she was shown 3 times within an hour. I know that. So it was enough to.
I saw the clip of Atlantis and Atlantis Jr. or whatever, and I swear to God, I'm not making this up. When I was just like, without the sound on, I was watching the clip on Instagram or something, and I kept watching because I thought that it was some kind of storyline where 2 other wrestlers were disguised as generic luchadors.
Yeah. No, they were just carrying the lineage of their family or whatever.
And then I guess they did a thing with they did like an Bob Backlund, Owen Hart towel throw in.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid, man. Just Jericho's got to go, bro. He's got to go.
Where would he go? He's
wait for 6 months.
Live on his cruise ship. Just sail.
He's got plenty of fucking. Yeah, he's got plenty of fucking money. But yeah, that did it for fucking shitty Dynamite. Fucking god awful show.
All right, let's.
So what is this
Revolution?
Yeah, let's quickly run this Revolution card. Actually, let's look up DraftKings and see if there's something interesting we can do. Because I know this card won't suffice.
I don't know. I feel like, oh my God, do you think that this Sting last match is going to be like that Ric Flair last match? You think it's going to be like that level of cringe. I feel like
Yeah, like I love you. No, that match wasn't that bad.
no, not Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels.
I was there.
I'm talking about.
Oh, you mean the one with Andrade and Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett?
Yeah,
that was bad. That was terrible.
Is it gonna be?
No, I don't think it's gonna be that bad at all because the Bucks can work for the most part, believe it or not. And then we know Sting's gonna do a bunch of crazy shit, and he already has. You know.
I kind of think that Sting is awesome though. Like, despite how bad AEW is, he has had a pretty fucking dope run there, and I think that even if the show leading up to the main event is bad, I feel like when they're in the ring and like just the atmosphere, I feel like the atmosphere is going to carry it. I feel like just like, you know, because wrestling's all about like time and place and like history and like things coming together, like paths crossing and coming together and like culminating. So it's like Greensboro Coliseum, Sting's last match. It doesn't matter who is even involved. It's going to be dope, I think.
Yeah, no. By the time the main event goes on, it'll be a big deal.
I think that once Sting comes out and like they set the stage, I feel like I'll be able to immerse myself, in spite of the Young Bucks being the worst they've ever been as far as character-wise, in spite of me not really liking Darby Allin that much, in spite of it's going to be fucking Tony Schiavone on commentary, you know, and like an old senile Jim Ross and fucking Excalibur.
Well, that's right. Jim Ross will.
In spite of
Jim
all
Ross
those
will,
factors, I feel like I'm still going to be able to immerse myself. So
we didn't do the Wrestling Observer Awards, by the way. We have to still do that.
We'll do that after this, before WW.
All right, so this marathon fucking show. Looks like there's 12 matches on this show. So we mentioned the FTR versus Blackpool Combat Club for whatever reason. They decided they scrapped the meat match. Did you know about the meat?
Oh, I know that there was a triple threat meat match.
Well, no, they just scrapped it because someone's injured or some shit.
So what's Wardlow's not going to be on the pay-per-view?
It says this was supposed to be Meat Madness match, but injuries have changed plans. No participants have been announced, so it's going to be an all-star scramble match.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Will Ospreay versus Takeshita.
Right, he came out in his little tracksuit, bruv.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we forgot. I didn't talk about that.
Yeah, but
he was
like, I
just
guess he's officially there now.
Did all my obligations for New Japan, and I'm all clear for AEW full time, bruv. I went home to the missus, and then bruv. Why does he talk like that?
That was a very good impersonation, honestly.
Really fucks my throat up, though.
That's the funniest thing. That Will Ospreay said that he's joining AEW so that he can spend more time at home.
Yeah.
And he lives
in
England.
His wife is in the WWE, right? Isn't she in the WWE?
I think she used to be, but I think she's not anymore.
B. Presley? I thought she was in NXT.
I don't know.
They just don't really use her like that.
He's dope. He's shit in AEW, but he's dope. He's basically like
it'll be the best match on the show, easily.
Takeshita versus Will Ospreay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
The angle itself with the family means absolutely nothing.
Oh, what's Penis Man up to? Don
He's just like, oh yeah, this is gonna be just good competition for the Don Callis family or something.
Oh, right, because they're on the same faction.
Yeah, it's gonna be whatever. So, Christian Cage versus Daniel Garcia for the TNT Championship. So this was supposed to be Christian Cage versus Edge, but Edge took his ball and went home.
No,
I know. I don't know what exactly happened.
How do you know it was supposed to be that?
Well, they wrote him off because of the concerto they gave him a few weeks ago, and then they already had the match announced, and then now it's Danny Garcia. So I don't know.
A little injury, maybe.
It was all that backstage stuff. Sorry, I got up early to play video games all day.
Joe is completely wiped from Final Fantasy.
Joe
looks like me Sunday morning after.
Yeah, I'm a little beat. It's all right. Eddie Kingston. Oh, Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson for the Continental Crown.
Oh my God! Finally, yes, yes. What are the chances that they're gonna have a long-winded cut scene? You know, let's not even call the wrestling stuff. Let's not even call AEW's promos. Let's call them cutscenes. What are the chances that they're going to set this match up, taking it all the way back to when Eddie Kingston originally put his money where his mouth was?
His mouth is, yeah. It shows like Tony Khan explaining the whole thing.
Yeah. And you know what? And then like highlights of the tournament are intercut with his explanation. And then the other bracket is boom, boom. And then you win. A tie is one. Oh, and we've entered it. They intercut it with footage. Put a little fucking, let the bodies hit the floor under that shit. It's good.
Yeah, that's when it like really picks up. Let the bodies hit the and then it shows them going.
And the winner Tony from Khan's each bracket will. One. And each a tie will be one.
It shows Bryan Danielson like, kicking his face like 3. Yeah, everything's got to be timed up. And
actually, I have to end the stream right now because I have to work on that. Nobody else is going to do it if not me.
1 million views, yeah.
Sheets and sheets of views.
So I'm actually interested for that because, you know, that's an old indie matchup right there.
I'm interested in it only because of how much we pounded the Continental Classic on this show. So that's now my new
prestige. There's such prestige on this title in this show.
Yeah, like that's like kind of this show's title. Like,
yeah,
you know,
but we should make a title that it's like, you know, here comes the lame classic.
The money where your mouth is.
Yeah, the money where your mouth is. And then Toni Storm versus Deonna Purrazzo for the AEW Women's World Championship. Hopefully,
finally,
Deonna doesn't just fucking break her fucking neck.
Jesus Christ!
And you know what's fucked up? She's a trainer. Fucking Madison Rayne.
Right.
So I don't know who botched that move last week, but I don't know. It should look brutal.
Didn't Roddy Strong almost die too recently? Didn't he land directly on his? He landed right on his head, but like his character just took the neck brace off.
Yeah.
He landed on his head, so
puts it back on. Yeah. Orange Cassidy versus Roderick Strong for the AEW International.
For the International, that's different than the Continental. Right. They're two different things.
I don't know. You think they'll give it a Roddy?
Yeah, I think I could see a world where I don't know. Who even cares? You know what I mean? Like, it's like so. Then
it's whatever.
So then he's just wait. Isn't the Kingdom like the Ring of Honor tag team champions?
They are the Ring of Honor tag team champs. The Kingdom, yes, and then Adam Cole, Roddy, and then Wardlow's doing his own thing now. Yeah, so yeah, that's it.
So yeah, I mean, I can see that. I don't really care. I hate the Undisputed Kingdom is the lamest shit that's ever existed. We'll get to that in the Wrestling Observer Awards. All right, let's go. I'm done with AEW. Let's get through this revolution.
Joe versus Hangman Page versus Swerve Strickland for the AEW World Championship.
Who wins?
I think you're gonna go full R word and go Adam Page.
You know, it's funny because it's almost like the roles are reversed. Like AEW was going to be the company that like listens to the fans, and like WWE was like they never change around for the fans. So if Adam Page wins this championship, then that cements that these roles have been reversed because they tried to force The Rock down our throats. The fans thumbs downed it, and they fucking switched it on the fly, which WWE never has ever done, or very rarely done.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if Tony Khan in his little fucking Trapper Keeper wrote 6 months ago that this means that Adam's going to win right now at this thing, and he doesn't change it based on the fans' reaction to Swerve, then he's the new Vince.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, which is just...
Booker of the Year. Yep.
Booker of the Year. My next tattoo.
And then Sting and Darby versus the Young Bucks, which we pretty much talked about. I think it's safe to say that the Bucks are going to win this match because of Circumstances that we've already talked about. Sting's way out. Sting's last match.
He's got to lose.
And the Bucks have to win because it's the Bucks. They don't. He doesn't have to lose, but the Bucks also don't need to be put over. But they want themselves to be put over in this moment. That's why company sucks.
All right. Well, I'm gonna just tell you the finish. I actually wrote it myself. Tony Khan asked me. He goes, "What do you think the finish of this match should be?"
Where are my sheets? Go ahead.
I gave him sheets and sheets of data and market research. And so basically, what happens is, Ric Flair comes out, turns on Sting with the ball shot, just like I said, right? And then the Young Bucks get a 1-2 deep kick out. Sting comes back and he wins, right? Sting wins. Sting and Darby win. Okay? You writing this down? And then Tony comes out and thanks Sting for all of his fucking hard work. And he says, I know that this doesn't really happen in pro wrestling, but you know what? A fucking icon like Sting doesn't come around only every once in a lifetime. So we are going to vacate. You are going to be able to retire with these tag team champions. Here, we made special goth belts for you. Right? and then so they get the goth memorial belts. Then he goes, but these tag titles, now there's going to be a tournament. Because But then the Young Bucks get up, double super kick Tony Khan, siege, power surge, power siege, mutiny. The EVPs are going to beat up Tony Khan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This actually sounds like somewhat decent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yo, so then it becomes the Young Bucks with Ric Flair versus, you ready for this, Joe?
But they already...
Best friends with Tony Khan.
Oh, yeah. No, I knew I was going to go off the rails at some point. Yeah. Yeah.
Because Tony Khan needs champions then. If Ric Flair's with the Young Bucks,
I need a champion right. to go to battle for me. Yeah.
And listen, you viewers at home can recolor that however you like, but at the end of the day, Tony Khan needs to become a playable character as soon as possible. That's
get the tattoo.
That tattoo is actually on his own. It's a picture of his arm.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, because to commemorate his own Booker of the Year award.
Yeah.
Speaking of Booker of the Year, you want to get into this Wrestling Observer?
Yeah. Let's go. How many categories are there? We're not going to go through everything, are we? Are there just like a few?
You know what?
We'll go to the major ones, maybe.
There are actually 85 awards, Joe.
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Actually, 85 are free. The extra 25, it's behind a paywall. All right. Best pro wrestling documentary of 2023. Do you want to take a guess or should I just tell you them, Joe?
Wait, what was this award?
The best pro wrestling documentary of the last year.
Dark Side of the Ring.
Okay, but which episode of Dark Side of the Ring?
So it was Dark Side of the Ring.
Yes.
Shit, I don't even... Bam Bam Bigelow.
Chris and Tammy, number 1.
Oh, that was fun.
Number 2, VOW, The Life, Career, and Death of Eddie Gilbert. That's interesting. I thought that number 2 would have... I thought that the OVW fucking Netflix thing would be on here. And number 3, American Nightmare, Becoming Cody Rhodes.
Oh, yeah, that one where he's walking in the...
I don't even remember what happened in Dark Side of the Ring. The Bam Bam one was good. I don't even remember what the other ones were. The Chris and Tammy one was kind of dope, though.
All right, what's another one?
Best wrestling book. We're going to skip. Okay. Oh, these are good. Best gimmick. Do you care to take a guess?
Fuck.
Now you could
Judgment Day.
You could go one of two ways, Joe. You could tell me what you think your best gimmick is, or you could tell me what you think the Wrestling Observer newsletter fans think are the best gimmick.
Oh shit. Yeah. I didn't really like any gimmick, but if I had to guess what they thought a really good gimmick was, it's probably
It's really
Stop.
obvious.
Like something with MJF or like something in AEW that's really bad and they really liked it. Moxley.
Oh, you're gonna kick yourself for not getting this one, Joe.
No,
Tony
is it-
Storm.
Oh, Timeless Tony Storm.
Timeless Tony, number 1. Number 2, number 2, Christian
But it was also
Cage.
like it was only good for like 3 weeks though.
Not
it's
to
been
them,
going-
it wasn't, Joe.
It was been going on for 3 fucking months. So it's like
Tony Storm, Christian Cage, Orange Cassidy. Sidebar: Christian Cage found out that Daniel Garcia's dad was dead, so that was a thing. You know.
oh yeah.
Your father's
Yeah.
dead. All right, the worst gimmick. Worst gimmick.
He's like, yo, you come down here and talk about my family again.
Don't you dare talk about my dead dad.
I'm Buffalo tough. Snow, motherfucker.
I survived a car accident.
He did? Is that he was in a car accident?
There was like a really bad car accident. Yeah.
Oh.
Worst gimmick, Joe. This one is also from AEW. All 3 of the worst gimmicks are from AEW as well.
Under the MJF, Adam Cole saga.
Yeah, so it's the devil. Number 1 verse worst.
The devil.
Yeah.
The devil meme.
Yeah.
And then this is the worst gimmick.
Worst gimmick, yeah.
Worst gimmick. Judgment Day.
Worst
No, this is worse. This is worse. Not worst gimmick. This is worse. Storyline.
No, this is we're doing best gimmick and worst gimmick. Worst
Oh,
gimmick.
we're best and worse. Oh, I'm sorry.
So this is more for like one person.
Okay, all
So
right.
you got the devil. The devil is like the one person who had the worst gimmick.
Okay, all right. What were the rest?
QTV in at number 2.
Jesus
I
Christ, that
thought
wasn't even around.
That could
It
have
was
been
terrible.
number 1 for me, honestly.
Yeah.
And number 3, Tony Storm.
Yes, you know what's so funny about that? Yeah.
So some people
Worst-
think that Tony Storm is the worst.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was the best for 3 weeks, and it became the worst for 10 to 12 weeks, and we're still on it, and it's still gonna go.
Now, I don't know what the difference between booker or promoter is, but the promoter of the year, we got a new.
Well, the booker books the show.
Right.
The promoter promotes the show.
Okay. So the promoter of the year is Tony. Oh, no, it's not Tony. It's Nick Khan is the promoter of the year. See, I would have done Triple H promoter of the year.
He's booker, though. H is the booker.
Right, but he books and promotes, and he's a really good promoter. Nick Khan, Tony Khan, Dana White, promoter of the year, 1 through 3.
Just because Triple H comes out and says, Perth, Australia, are you ready? That's not promoting. I mean, you're promoting it on a stage, but you're not like, that's
Well, he
not
does
real.
the media and stuff. He's good at the press conferences.
This was the biggest elimination
He's got,
chamber
he sits there with sheets and sheets.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk about this.
Booker of the year. This guy with this tattoo is not going to be happy, Joe. Because he is-
Triple H.
Yep, and it's Triple H, Tony
King
Khan,
of Kings.
and then Juan Manuel Mar. Number
Who the
3.
fuck is Juan Manuel Mar?
Triple A, maybe?
Fuck me, dude. Wrestling. Is Brett Lauderdale on the list?
Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. Neither is Rob Black. Shockingly enough. So,
Okay.
worst promotion of the year. Who do you think the wrestling newsletter people voted as the worst promotion of the year?
Worst promotion? Probably AEW.
No, they're not even in the top 3. They didn't even make the top 3.
What was it, like something in Japan or something?
NWA by a landslide
Oh,
votes.
Into the fire. That was their theme, right?
And then AAA, and then WWE. There are 61 people who still hate WWE like so much.
Hey, get him, gotta get him. My vote's going right to him. So when they vote on, so is that it? Any more categories that we're gonna cover?
We're gonna fly through it here. Worst feud of the year. This one's a slam dunk. It's connected to worst gimmick.
Yeah, it was the devil one.
The Devil and MJF. Number 2, the women's feud in AEW, the Outcasts versus the AEW Originals.
Yikes, that one was terrible.
That really was bad. And then Tyrus versus EC3, which was like a meme and a half.
That was so stupid.
Oh no. Oh no. Worst match of the year, Joe. It's hard to think about like
Male or female?
It's male and it's WWE.
Trying to think if I was present for it. Fuck. This is 2023, right?
Yeah. It's so hard. Like, I'm looking at the list, so I'm like, oh, that makes sense. But if the roles were reversed, I'd be like, I don't know.
Shit. I guess Nia Jackson had come back yet.
Okay, let me.
I think one.
It's a men's match.
All right,
and
that's right.
I'm gonna get it, and it was on a pay-per-view. And I'm gonna give you another deeper hint. It was like one of these sponsored corporate matches.
Oh, it's the LA Knight Bray Wyatt Doritos or
Blackout Mountain Dew Code Black or
Mountain Dew
Black Magic or whatever.
I was at that match. Wait, where was that at? What pay-per-view?
I don't know what pay-per-view, but it says 128 San Antonio, maybe Royal Rumble? No.
Oh, wait. Bray versus LA Knight.
All right, second worst match of the year.
Yeah, keep going.
Tyrus versus EC3. And then the third one I don't agree with. Shane McMahon versus The Miz featuring Snoop Dogg from last year's WrestleMania.
Yeah. That wasn't bad. It was awful, but like, I really think.
Well, you got the story of Snoop Dogg improving the people's elbow out of that one. So I don't think that was the worst match. It was interesting and entertaining. Shane McMahon tore his quad.
The other match was at the Rumble last year, by the way.
Code the black
the code red, yeah.
Code black.
The match you are talking about, the
Shane McMahon
match in Mania. I was lucky enough to be present for that one.
What was the reaction? What was your reaction? You're like, ha!
I'm just like, but I was very drunk also because I always go to Mania drunk. But I don't. But I think Snoop Dogg recovered. He saved a segment.
It created a moment.
It was like,
I can't believe I'm a little surprised that the year that Bray Wyatt died, the Wrestling Observer newsletter fans would still vote. That's how bad the match was. This fucking guy died, and they still voted it the worst match.
Oh wow, yeah, they give no fucks.
Right? They didn't even like. They weren't even like, let's give him a pass.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're fucking. Worst television show: NWA Power, WWE Raw, WWE NXT.
All right.
So they'll protect AEW Rampage from being the worst show of the year. The Meltzer fans, but they won't protect Bray Wyatt from being the worst match of the year he died.
The Meltzer subs.
The Meltzer simps.
Meltzer marks.
Okay, how about
Did
this?
you see what he said about AEW?
Oh, that like the only poor people watch WWE or something?
No, that poor people don't like AEW.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they said Cornette was like, it's their version of Kanye is like George Bush doesn't like black people.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He should say that he should say like something like conservatives don't like AEW. You know what I'm saying?
It's like SmackDown. Like they were the same, like I think SmackDown and AEW ran like back-to-back weeks or something. And like we'll go to SmackDown. Yeah, because it's not, But AEW, no way. They're drinking their champagne and,
Right.
Poor people don't like that. No, we can't go to AEW. It's probably also because the ticket prices are way too high. So,
most disgusting promotional tactic. It's basically, it's basically the same thing as like most shocking, disgusting news story. WWE enabling Vince McMahon and letting him back into power.
Oh, yeah, and he came back. What? It was just in general.
No,
statement?
It was,
or him coming back to Raw that time?
No, it was him coming back and WWE enabling him and letting him on TV. And, he gave his little weird thing.
Fuck, suck it. Yeah, you don't give a fuck.
Number 2, WWE's continued relationship with Saudi Arabia. And number 3, the NWA cocaine spot.
They love that fucking thing. Oh,
You know,
man.
I was part of a cocaine
Wrestling's
spot
so
with
much fun.
Schlack and Marcus Crane. Not the original Schlack Marcus Crane cocaine spot at GCW in Howell, but they did a no-ring where they started the match by doing cocaine off of a butcher's knife.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I worked myself into a shoot and got in there. But
because you were the ref. You were reffing them.
So I was holding the thing.
With the goggles.
Yeah, and I had the
They had
goggles
the
and the whole bit, and
the
I was
goggles
holding
on.
the thing, and they did it, and I was like, and then, you know, and I went into character. I was like, me, referee.
Yeah.
And then they're like, go ahead, ref. And I was like, don't mind if I do. It was just
Go
vitamin
in,
B,
brother.
though. It was vitamin B. What is the best wrestling maneuver of 2023?
I was going to say the Nia Jax bonsai drop, but that's 2024.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna win by a landslide this year.
Yeah. 999 votes.
I think what's gonna win by a landslide this year, and we'll get to Elimination Chamber, is Nia Jax's submission wrestling.
Oh,
you know,
boy.
her mat techniques.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. There's a lot of stuff to unpack. The Will Ospreay's finisher?
Nailed it. Will Ospreay, Hidden Blade. Will Ospreay, Stormbreaker, number 2. And number 3,
wow.
even though he barely wrestled in 2023, Kenny Omega, one-winged angel.
Yeah, I was about to say it's usually Kenny's one-winged angel, which is named after Sephiroth from Final Fantasy.
I am going to just say that I don't know these off the top of my head. I can't even remember what the cards were, but worst major wrestling show. WWE Crown Jewel, November 4th, Saudi Arabia. NWA Samhain, 10/28.
Sam Hain?
Samhain?
Like the band.
I guess so. That's
Sam Hain. Sam Hain.
I guess I would assume that either the cocaine spot or the Tyrus match was on that. And then number 3, AEW World's End. Worst show of the year. What was on World's End? I don't even remember. Berries.
World's End was the devil.
Oh, okay. So it was the Adam Cole reveal. And best show of 2023. AEW Revolution from last year. I guess that's when Max won the belt originally? I don't know.
Uh-huh.
AEW Forbidden Door, June 25th. And number 3, All in London. Oh, these are fun too. Oh, man, we're almost there, Joe. We're almost there.
Yep, that's fine.
Worst television announcer. Worst commentator.
Ooh. Oh, commentator. I was going to say Sam Irvine. That's ring announcer. Worst one, I think Excalibur.
Right, but that's obviously, he actually won best one. Excalibur, Ian Riccaboni, and Kevin Kelly won best announcer. Worst was Booker T, Kevin Patrick, rest in peace, and Jim Ross.
Fuck.
Listen to this. This is a travesty of justice. Best non-wrestler. Number 1, Don Callis. Number 2,
No.
Paul Heyman. Number 3, Prince Nana.
You're going to say Prince Havoc.
Prince
Havoc.
Prince Havoc. Prince Nana should be number 1. He had a huge year.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you know, I just completely bugged out because I'm looking at Rookie of the Year, and Megan Bain got number 3, and I don't even think Megan Bain wrestles anymore. So I thought I was looking at the wrong list, but I'm not. Most underrated wrestler: number 1, Chad Gable; number 2, Takeshita; and number 3, Daniel Garcia. So Chad Gable, most underrated. I think that's the first one I agree with. Most overrated. Who do you think they voted as most overrated?
Moxley?
Sonata.
It sucks. I love Sonata, but yeah, he is kind of overrated now.
Number 2, Roman Reigns. Number 3, CM Punk.
Ah, come on,
Best
man.
high flying wrestler, El Hijo.
Is Moxley not voted? Did no one vote for Moxley?
No, Moxley wasn't there.
Wow, that's fucking.
We're getting into like the more exalted.
Exalted.
We're getting into the more exalted awards, and Moxley actually won one of them. Best high flyer: Vikingo, Ospreay, Ray Phoenix, Bruiser Brody. Memorial Award, the best brawler. Moxley won.
Of course,
that.
Moxley. Yeah, right.
Yep.
He's the greatest.
Guess who won the Bryan Danielson Award? I'll give you one guess.
Bryan Danielson?
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah. How many years in a row is he now?
He's undefeated in winning his own award.
Yeah.
Most charismatic: MJF, Roman Reigns, and Kento Miyahara.
Okay.
Most improved. Who do you think got most improved? Step yourself into the mind of an AEW fan. Put yourself in their brains.
Orange Cassidy?
No, it's a female wrestler.
Sky Blue?
Close.
Oh, Julia Hart?
Yep, Julia Hart.
Nah! She hasn't improved. She's fucking trash.
Number 2. The can't wrestle her way out of a paper bag
Paper
moments
bag,
ago.
yeah.
Julia Hart, Dominic Mysterio, Mariah May. Best box office in pro wrestling: Roman Reigns, John Cena. Oh, I'm sorry, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, feud of the year, 2023 feud of the year.
Okay.
What do you think it is? I'll give you a hint. It is the correct best feud of last year.
Cody versus Roman?
Sammy and Kevin versus the Bloodline.
Oh, fuck me.
Then number 2, you got Adam versus Swerve. And then number 3, you got a Japanese thing. Women's wrestling MVP, Rhea Ripley, Julia Athena. Non-heavyweight MVP, El Vikingo, Takahashi, Darby Allin. Europe MVP, Will Ospreay. Mexico, Japan, United States. Match of the year: Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay at the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, I figured that one.
And number 2, Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay in Toronto in June. I guess that was an AEW thing. And then
that was Forbidden Door.
Right, okay. And then MJF versus Bryan Danielson.
First one was Wrestle Kingdom, and the second one was Forbidden Door, I think.
Best weekly show: AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision. Number 3, SmackDown. Okay. Promotion of the year: World Wrestling Federation is taking it.
The Federation, yes.
The Fed won. All Elite, number 2. New Japan, number 3. Okay. Best on interviews. Who do you think, Joe?
Best on interviews. This is not the interviewer. This is the person.
No, this is like the best promo, basically.
I guess MJF.
MJF was number 2. Christian Cage was number 3. Eddie Kingston, from putting his money where his mouth was.
Number 1.
That carried him. Tag Team of the Year: FTR, Kevin Owens and Sammy. Number 2. Okay. Wrestler of the Year, Joe.
This is the Ric Flair, right? Award or something?
Ric Flair, Lou Thez, Wrestler of the Year award. And here's a hint: Ric Flair didn't win it.
Will Ospreay.
Yep, it's Ospreay, Cody, MJF.
Oh, I should have said Cody, but I got it right. Whatever.
And yeah, Ospreay won Most Outstanding Wrestler, but I don't know how that's different because they're right below each other. So that basically does it for the
all right,
2023 Wrestling Observer.
Some of it is appropriate, and some of it is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean they got some of it right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's been worse Wrestling Observer awards. Like last year's was pretty bad, I think.
Yo,
Or like
it would
the year
be cool
before.
if they could figure something like, I wish like Sports Illustrated or something. I don't know. Sports Illustrated doesn't even exist anymore, I don't think. But it'd be cool if like all of the fans from all different walks of wrestling life could come together and vote, rather than just like basically AEW fans. You know.
Yeah, it's just AEW fans. Meltzer marks. All right. So, did you watch Elimination Chamber?
I did not.
Did you watch the glorified SmackDown that they had?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Joe. I woke up that morning like expecting to want to watch it, and just like you, like I didn't really care about avoiding spoilers. It wasn't that important to me, but it's like the spoilers I thought were gonna make me want to watch it, but it made me. I was like, oh, okay, I'm caught up. Like I don't care.
Yeah, I didn't see any spoilers, and I watched the show, and I stay a little spoiler free, or I stay completely spoiler free. So I was like, all right, I'm already spoiler free, and it's taking me a while to watch the show today between doing things, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna stay spoiler free.
So were you able to fully immerse
It,
yourself?
it really didn't matter. This show sucked.
It sucked. How was the crowd?
The crowd was pretty hot. That was hot. The cage match. I mean, cagematch.com, cagematch.net only gave it a 7.1 out of 10.
Huh.
From 7, so not that great of a show. Women's match was to women's number one contendership elimination chamber match started the show. Becky Lynch defeats Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Naomi, Raquel Rodriguez, and Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany was very over. She was very I don't know, they popped when she came in, they booed when she got eliminated. I guess there's a lot of Australian simps or something.
You think that's what it is? I mean, I thought that she was from Australia. No.
Tiffany Stratton?
No, they just love her.
I think she's from like California or fucking Ohio, like where they get these random
She's
blonde
from
athletes from.
Ohio.
They booed when Liv got eliminated. Naomi fucking sucks. Raquel Rodriguez sucks. So this match was only good when like Tiffany was kind of maybe doing her spot. She had one high spot in it when she dove off the thing. Off the top of the pod.
They seemed from the clips I saw. Those pods seemed a lot shorter and lower than they used to be.
Yeah, and I mean they also put padding where the chains used to be, and the chains are also not chain; it's plastic. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They've definitely like PG'd that thing.
Yeah, probably. Because
remember when they used to throw somebody over the ropes and then it'd hit the chain and be like, oh fuck! Now you throw them over the rope and you just hit padding, and it's like, oh,
right.
Whatever.
And right, didn't it used to be like metal grating outside, right?
Yeah, it was like metal grating. That's what it was, not chain, because then you like kind of fall through. But then it was actual biker chain, like legit metal chain up.
Right.
The sides.
Well, I'll never forget this because I always like when you see them do like a suplex or something on the outside on those black mats, the modern era, like, the hockey guardrails or whatever. Like even when somebody like gets a slam on there, like it feels hard, and like it sounds like it's hard. It looks like it's hard. It doesn't look like they're getting slammed into like a crash.
I think it's the same surface that is on the floor.
Well, right, the elimination chamber. It's the same surface that's on the floor.
But now it's a level with the ring. So when you go over, it's less of an impact, too.
But I always thought that surface on the floor surrounding the ring, it always seemed like it looked hard to me. It's like, okay, it's soft, it's a mat. But, if you get slammed on a fucking hard-ass mat, it still hurts, right?
Yeah.
So there was a time, a friend of the program, friend of the Bullies, Joe Gacy, he was doing like a security thing for Braun once, right? And he wasn't NXT yet. It was like Raw was in Philly, and it was like when Braun was getting over, and he was having them kill like security guards, right? And not Joe, but one of the guys that Joe was on that segment with, Braun took him and basically vaulted him over the fucking top rope straight to the floor, like the padding, and it went like boof. And I was like, oh my God, it was like crazy. I was like, damn, dude. And I talked to Joe next time I saw him, and I was like, yo, hey, at least he didn't have to take that bump, And he was like, oh, dude, he's like, the mats outside are softer than even in the ring. I was like, damn, it doesn't look like that on TV. So
I think it's what it's made out of, to make that like slappy kind of like.
They look like they don't have give.
Yeah, they don't, but they do.
But apparently, so he told me that. So yes, Joe, when I see that style of mat outside of the Elimination Chamber, I know that they're extremely safe.
Yeah, it's so safe now. It's ridiculous. So that match was kind of whatever, but Becky Lynch is going to WrestleMania.
Well, and we knew that Becky was going to win. We said it right here. Spoiler alert.
The whole show was everything was predictable booking.
I think that Becky makes sense. Yeah, Liv's a fan.
Yeah, but now
favorite.
they're all like, now they're trying the Cody Rhodes thing with Liv, and it's not getting old.
No.
It's so funny. It's like this new uprising with Liv fans. They don't want to see Becky Lynch again. Well, Becky's good.
Right.
Okay?
And it's not about Becky. It's
Becky's
about Rhea.
here. Yeah, it's like Becky's in here like fucking week in and week out, brother. Like,
right, doesn't get hurt. And it's like, yeah, okay. If you get hurt,
and puts people over.
right. If you get hurt, it's not your fault necessarily, but it's like teams in the sports cut players because they're like injury prone, and Liv is like kind of a small frame and gets injured a lot. And that's the thing is that I think Rhea is going to beat whoever. WrestleMania is going to be the Rhea Ripley celebration party. So if it's Liv versus, first of all, Liv can't do media leading up to WrestleMania like Becky can. And Becky's the only believable one, either in kayfabe or out of kayfabe, that you would believe might beat Rhea or the E might want to beat Rhea. But I think the point is, that's the point, that Rhea's going to beat Becky.
And the promos will be good.
And the promos will be good. And
with Liv, it'll be like, I'm going to go to WrestleMania and beat you, Rhea.
watch.
And then they're going to call me Mommy. 1, 2.
Right.
That's seriously how they teach all them down there. It's just the same, like, generic, like 1, 2, 3. I win.
Tiffany Stratton, star.
The Judgment Day defeats the New Catch Republic. Do you know who the New Catch Republic is?
Sounds like some tag team that they found in Australia.
Kinda. It's Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate.
Right. Okay. So we talked about that last week. They needed a little
British strong style.
Right, they needed a little bit of international flavor.
I love that team. I love those two guys. I've always loved them since Progress. This match was all right. And then the men's Elimination Chamber. Drew McIntyre defeats Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, LA Knight, Logan Paul, and Randy Orton.
The Chamber.
3, it looks like I actually have the eliminations here. 3 eliminations from Drew and 2 from Orton. Oh, by the way, to backtrack, the finish of the women's match was good, though. The match sucked, in my opinion, and the finish was good. It was Liv flash pin on Bianca, and then she like schoolboy or roll up, whatever, and then she gets up, and then she just ends up right in like Becky's the manhandle slam. Like it was like 1, 2, 3, get up, pound, 1, 2, 3. Match over.
Nice.
It was like two eliminations in like 10 seconds.
Love it.
And people are like, oh, it came out of nowhere. That's bullshit. People are bitching about it. People are bitching about it online. They didn't like it. It was only excitement. It was the best part of the match.
They wanted to live.
Also, Hunter called Raquel Rodriguez Raquel Gonzalez.
Nice.
They had did I hit you up about that? The little press conference
where they did the shoe. Where they drank out of the shoe.
Yeah, there was a lot of shoes going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of drinking out of Trump shoes all weekend.
Yeah. The men's one was okay as well. The whole show was okay. Drew had all the guys were kind of trolling each other inside the pods and stuff. That was fun.
Right.
Logan Paul kept writing on his. And
I
Kevin
saw that.
Steen
That
was
was
like
fun.
punching and headbutting his. And Drew was doing a lot of Drew stuff.
Drew's great.
He did
right
a
now.
lot of CM Punk stuff. He did the go to sleep. And then he did the go to sleep. And then I think whoever was getting put in it reversed it anyway. I think he might have did some other mockingly Punk things. I think we're on a fast lane to Punk and Drew at SummerSlam here.
Oh yeah, and I saw something
Because they're not stopping with this fucking booking with him and Punk.
right.
We're going pretty fucking hard with it now.
It's kind of cool. And on Raw, I don't really, we could get into Raw if we want, but whatever. But on Raw, he did sit Indian style.
Yes, that's what he did. Yeah.
Yeah. But Drew's awesome right now. He's locked in. Everybody is loving what he's doing, as am I. The only danger that he has, it's kind of like on Monday, it's been teetering on kind of like, oh, this is working. Now let's really fucking pound it. And like, he went back to the classic line. Like the classic line was, I prayed for this to happen, and it did. So now he's like dipping into that a lot.
I'm not a religious man, but I prayed for this to happen, and it did.
That was so dope. But now he comes out and he like really basically builds everything around that meme, Yeah. So it's like, don't go to it too much,
Yeah, don't go the well too many times. It could be good.
Because he mentioned saying his prayers again, like the other, like last night on Monday. It's like, I don't know,
And then eventually he comes out like Shawn Michaels, like, oh.
Do you think he's just gonna come out?
I'm just a sexy boy. Yeah.
You think he's gonna come out to like CM Punk's music? He'll pull a gulak.
Yeah.
It'll come out to Nick Cage's music.
Yeah. Eventually. As Orton was selling, from what I remember, Orton was selling his back the whole time.
And it looks like they're setting up Orton and
Orton and
Logan. Kind of looks like to me.
And then it was also AJ Styles came in and beat the hell out of LA Knight.
So that's going to be that. Hey, and a lot of people were asking, and I don't have an answer for this. How did AJ Styles get to Australia without falling off of the flat Earth? Interesting, right?
He wasn't paying attention. He was watching reruns of Georgia football.
He's playing Halo.
He plays Sniper Elite 4 or whatever. Sniper Elite 4, man, is the best. It's so realistic. Like, I remember he told me this personally one time after a Ring of Honor show. He's like the round comes through and like hits the guy's head, and you can see it go through his brain. Like, it's so detailed, brother.
I love him. Hey, by the way, sidebar, back to video game talk. Apparently in Sniper Elite 5, they're going for more of a hitman type of vibe. And apparently in the final level, there's like 36 ways to murder Hitler. You have to like assassinate Hitler. And like basically it's like a sandbox, have a great time killing Hitler thing. And
wait, that's the whole game?
No, but apparently that's one of the levels, is that you infiltrate his compound and you like poison his fucking
Is one of them the one of them the Inglourious Bastards scenario where like they fucking attack the theater during the German propaganda film, and then
great movie.
This is the face of a Jew that will whatever, that kills you all, and they're all like, what the fuck?
Buongiorno,
yeah. Buongiorno.
And what was the main event for this?
Correcto.
It was and they had the Grayson Waller experience.
Oh, that's right. This was good. I mean, the promos were from all the guys were good. But it was just like a Raw. It was just like a Raw or SmackDown.
I can't stop thinking about, like, because in the last few weeks Rollins has cut like some really good promos, and he's just been like real. He hasn't been like his weird Joker character. He's like, starting with the which belt are you gonna choose, Cody? Like that promo was so good, and what he did on Elimination Chamber I saw, which was pretty good, and then he did something with Drew that was so good on Monday. But it's so funny because he's saying these like real heartfelt dope promos, and he's dressed like an idiot. He's wearing like a fucking parachute.
Yeah, the kilt. Yeah.
Well, and on Raw, he was wearing these like baggy, weird like pajama pants and cutting like the dopest promo. And then it's
you're talking about Seth. You're talking about Seth, not the kilt. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Did I say true? I meant Seth. So Seth has been doing all these great promos, like emotional.
Yeah, but he's dressing so weird.
And then it cuts to
But then he always sandwiches it between talking like this. I am a revolutionary. I am a visionary. Like, he does all that shit, and that shit is fucking. That is not because I'm Seth freaking.
Yeah,
and
but
just overdoing the all the fucking time. I can't get over all the other shit. Like I can't tell you if the promo was good because I zone him out from the entrance
Right.
to the exit. You know what I mean? Like it just like
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but
exactly.
he's been doing good. It's been like catching my attention. I've been like, oh fuck, like this is a good promo. It sounds like Seth Rollins actually speaking, you know?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then
yeah.
they cut to the wide, and it's like he's wearing the most fucking ridiculous outfit. It's so stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
It just
It's
takes me
silly.
completely out of it. Like, how can you even be serious with these? Like,
Him and Becky like enable each other with that shit. They both. That's why big time Bex. She had very crazy outfits.
yeah, with the glasses. They have some kind of crazy sunglass plug. Definitely.
Oh, is that what it is?
I don't
Okay.
know. They
And then the main event. I don't know how this was in the main event spot for the women's WWE
because Rhea was
Women's
the
World Title.
draw.
By the way, they didn't fly Sam Irvine over there. It was Mike Rome or whatever the guy is.
Oh.
That was cool. Rhea Ripley defeats Nia Jax in probably one of the worst women's matches I've ever seen. This was trying to think. She tried a Rana on Nia, and Nia just was like the legs went up and then came out, and she was just like
Awesome.
And there was a shitty drop kick on her too. And then Nia also tried to do. She put Rhea on top of the Lego table on the outside, and then went up on the swivel chair. And as anyone that's ever stood up on a swivel chair, if you don't, it's very. There's not a lot of your equilibrium is not your friend when you're
especially
up there.
if you're the size of Nia Jax.
If you're not refrigerator Jax, yeah.
Oh, come on now.
She gets up and she's like this, and it's like, and she just goes. She just kind of like,
That's so
she basically
odd.
she basically just falls off. She doesn't jump off and get in the air. It just comes out from under her, like it just goes out. And then you should see the pic. It's complete, or the video. It's completely from the side, and
That doesn't sound like a good decision.
an elbow. It was an elbow. It was an elbow. She tried to do an elbow. Yeah, she just plopped exactly.
I mean, I was most impressed with the clips on Twitter that I saw of Nia Jax's technical wrestling prowess. A real mat technician. I think we had a single leg crab in there.
Whoa, brother!
That might have broke the internet.
What really broke the internet was the Nia Jax house show footage of her and Maxine Dupree. Have you not seen this?
Okay, so I've seen it, but I don't think I know what the meme is.
So there was a house show with Nia Jax. A fan cam came out.
Right.
Nia Jax versus Maxine Dupree.
I've seen it. I can see it in my mind's eye right now. Yes.
And she does a bonsai drop to Maxine, and Maxine's like this.
Right. Yeah.
And and Nia comes down, and she just goes.
Right.
She doesn't even move.
Doesn't move. Right. She
just doesn't move.
Yeah.
Doesn't even like do that. Like she just goes.
Right. It's she doesn't move at all. Yeah.
She makes it look like the fakest shit ever. You know, like it doesn't like usually your body goes up or you're like legs like, oh fuck. Oh, I just got the wind knocked out of me. And so she just got fucking shit on. And
Mariah May, next year's most improved wrestler, 2024 Wrestling Observer newsletter.
I mean, Mariah May, she can go. She just doesn't.
Oh, did I say Mariah May? I meant Maxine Dupree.
Oh, Maxine Dupree. No, Maxine will never. She'll never get it. It's one of those. She's just models that they pick up, you know, that they just, you know. It's not going to work out. I'm sorry. Sorry to burst your bubble.
I don't know. I think maybe she just gets a little nervous.
I don't think it's just not about the wrestling. They're just too busy making TikToks in the back. Her and Nia and these other types, they're just making TikToks. They're not training. Are they going to the PC and like training and stuff? They're probably not. You know,
yeah.
My guess, they probably aren't. They're just
complaining about the Dasani water on the flight back from Australia.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Bastards.
Yeah, and a lot of people came. Rhea and I think Becky and some other people came to Maxine Dupree's rescue on social media. We'll just say that.
Well, Rhea Ripley was the conquering hero returning to the land of Australia. I mean, Australia is a continent. It's a huge continent. So how far was it?
It's a country.
It's a country, but it's also
A continent.
continent. Is that true? I don't know. I'm never
No, it is.
good with Earth stuff. But she returned home. It was very emotional for her. She's super fucking over. And I love her. And I also love Nia Jax in her own way as well.
Yeah. So the show sucked. Never go back to Australia ever again.
I think that was kind of the vibe. Like, okay, good. We're good for another 10 years.
Yeah. And what happened on Raw?
On Raw, let me look at this. Oh, well.
I have results up here, but it doesn't look like anything happened on Raw. The main event was Cody versus Grayson Waller.
Yeah, they just gave Cody like a nice W.
Apparently, this tag match was decent. Imperium defeats the New Day.
Oh yeah, they had a good street fight. It was dope.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, okay, tag team street fight, and then Sami Zayn defeated Nakamura in the opener. That got a good vote too, but still came out to a mid-7. When Cage Match, I've noticed when Cage Match says it's a 7, which is majority of these shows are always a 7 for modern wrestling. It's really like a 5 in like.
Right,
like,
it's the audience score is like propping it up, kind of.
Yeah, it's like it's because if you go through and actually remember when we go through the comments, it's like a 7, a 10. Like someone gave the show like someone said this episode of Raw was close to perfect in my opinion. Like I'm not reading anything else in that comment.
Yeah,
like no.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess just some of the storylines are like that. The Judgment Day confronted Gunther, right? And like they teased that Damian Priest might cash in on Gunther. But then it was, oh my God, it was probably the moment of Raw. Dom puts his arm over Damian Priest and like steps in front of him and goes face to face with Gunther. And it's like Dom's like, I'm about to, like, because Gunther's like, who's going to beat me? You, Mr. He called JD Big Head. He's like, Mr. Big Head over there. It's like accent. He's like, this guy.
He said Damien had a big head.
No, he called JD Big Head.
Oh, JD McFunko Pop. Yeah.
Right. So he goes, who's gonna beat me? You, Big Head, Finn Balor, this guy, and Dom
funny ass promos from him, man.
Dom goes, yo, let me at this guy. So him and Gunther face off. So they tease that.
Yeah, he's like, how he talks, like
that was awesome, and the fans hated it. It was great. But then I guess they're teasing like Gunther, who I think what they're doing. And I don't know if this is true or not, but I think they're literally trying to see what the match is. Like that's why they're going
who gets the best reaction.
Right. Who should Gunther face?
Yeah, like they're gonna just like parade him out there every week.
Right. Whatever. They're gonna look at like the fucking analytics and like.
I think it should be Dom.
Yeah, I think it should be Dom too. I think they're trying to take it
for no reason.
Yeah, no, it'd be awesome. It'd be
so silly.
It'd be so dope.
Yeah, and then to really fucking boo him.
Oh
not pipe it in. Not pipe it in, boo.
I think they're trying to do Gable too. They had like a little mini cut scene about Gable, and he's like, "You made my kid cry. You beat me up in front of my kid." So they're trying to see if people latch on to the Gable thing again. They're teasing Dom. They're teasing Sammy even a little bit. Who else did they tease? I wrote them all down. Yeah, Gable. Oh, Braun. Oh, did you see Braun almost decapitate himself on SmackDown?
Is he back on TV? I thought he was injured.
No, he's back, but he.
Oh, Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker. Yeah.
All right, we got to make sure we're saying.
Oh, Braun Strowman.
When you said Braun earlier, you meant Braun Strowman.
Right. Yes, you're right.
With Joe Gacy. So now you're saying. So, but I kind of know what you meant.
So Braun Breaker, they teased might face Gunther.
Yeah, I heard something about him like almost dying.
Yeah, because he does the 23 mphs of running the ropes. Do you know about this? His whole gimmick is that Braun Breaker runs the ropes extremely fast.
Oh, okay. 23 miles per hour.
23 miles per hour. When this baby hits 23, you're going to see some serious shit.
Yeah. We don't need roads. We don't need ropes.
Yeah. So Braun was like doing his thing, and they have him do it every time now. Like that's his like mainstream thing, that he runs the rope. He's been clocked at 23, so he's fucking doing his thing, and he just leans back, and his head like hits like here, and he does like you remember like the Vince McMahon bump on the bottom rope. Braun Breaker basically did that self to him on the top rope. He went like, like, oh, this fucking got killed, dude. It was
Holy
horrible.
fuck. Yeah, I gotta look it up.
It was horrible. But yeah, so I don't know. Who do you think Gunther's going to face at WrestleMania for the IC? We both unanimously agree it should be Dom. To beat him, too.
To beat him. Dom or probably Jey Uso. They did give Jey the main, and they were all talking about, and then the sheets were saying, you know, oh, the sheets are, the sheets immediately are like, he was supposed to win the match. Believe us. Ringside News or fucking jabroni fucking newsreel, or, you know, he was supposed to win. Like, where do they get these ideas? Like, they're just like, oh, just put it out there, and then everyone just copy pastas, you know?
Yeah, it's
so fucking stupid.
just pure.
I'll say Jey though. I'll say Jey's a great one if they want to have a main event. No, they're trying to push him as a main event. Jey Uso. I think he needs it more than Dom does.
Yeah.
Because then he's gonna get a big rub for breaking that streak, and then you can move Walter up to the main, and then Jey can kind of stay like mid card, upper card, and then slowly work his way up.
Yeah, I feel like that's, considering if Cody finishes the story, a non-IC Gunther should be Cody's first challenger, I think. That's a good first challenger, first feud
that'd be great,
defending Cody. But yeah, and I also mentioned that Seth Rollins and Drew are now like kind of setting up their match, and Seth Rollins cut a great promo on Drew, but he was wearing like a burlap, a maroon sack.
Yeah, you couldn't take him seriously.
Yeah, it was just so strange. And yeah, and then they did Cody versus Waller, which was meh. Trying to make Waller look bigger than he is by having him face Cody, because Cody comes out and it's like he's like 1,000 feet tall. He's like the most over guy in wrestling right now, bar none. Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
And but at the end, Paul Heyman came out and like begged Cody to keep The Rock's name out his mouth, or else he'll get Will Smith slapped again. And Cody's like, Cody borrowed a line from Kazarian in AEW. He goes, the bloodline isn't hunting me. I'm hunting the bloodline. And then Paul was like, he takes out one phone. He goes, call Roman. Then he takes out another phone. He goes, call The Rock. And by the way, both of the phone cases had the logos so that Paul could tell which.
Yeah, like the Roman one.
Yeah.
And then the Rock, the Brahma Bull, and the other one.
The plan didn't go as planned.
He's talking to them both at the same time.
Yeah, he's like walking
two receivers, one mouth.
He's like, guys, Cody didn't. He's like, I thought that I could tell him to just stop trying to fight us, but my plan
didn't work.
It didn't work. The plan didn't work. Abort. So the plot thickens. But I laughed so hard because you remember Kazarian had that failed gimmick, the Elite Hunter?
Yeah, that shit was whack.
Yeah,
that shit was
like
so.
3 weeks.
He'd show up like, I'm gonna
with the hood.
Gonna kill the Elite. I'm gonna kill the Elite, brother. Yeah.
The Elite isn't hunting me. I'm hunting the Elite.
Kazarian is like, I can't stand him.
Yeah, he sucks.
He's the fucking worst, bro.
Yo, that was they're the first tag team champions where what the fuck was their name? South Beach. What the fuck was the
SoCal Uncensored.
Oh my god, the worst dad group ever. And
they stole the name from like a message board. Like there was a message board called SoCal Uncensored or something.
God,
that had to
singing.
It was in the IWC. Oh yeah, that's right. They would sing. Yeah.
Oh no. Christopher Daniels with the half microphone.
Yeah.
Oh my god, give me a break.
Did you see there's a new Curry Man?
No, I have not.
Well, I remember Curry Man was Christopher Daniels.
Okay.
And then, like, I guess Daniels' promotion is Defy, right? Defy Wrestling. Do you know?
I didn't even know that. I know what Defy is. I didn't know that Daniel.
Is it his promotion? I don't know. Someone can maybe correct me in chat. But I don't know. It was just it was 6-man with Daniels and 2 others or something like that versus Curry Man and 2 others. And I'm like, well, I guess he's not Curry Man anymore. No, I think it was Jigsaw or somebody.
They had a stand. And I guess that pretty much does it for Raw. Other notables: Chelsea Green is my favorite female wrestler right now. She's just everything. Every time she's on camera, it makes me laugh. She's hilarious. She's like so committed to her like acting that like it's hard to not love her. And also, sidebar, Ty Dillinger. Breaking news. Something that
people were like really talking about this the other night, like on Tuesday, like it meant something.
Yeah, Sean Spears came back to NXT as Ty Dillinger. But you know, I mean, I guess he is like a NXT legend. I mean, Sean Spears sucks, but I guess Ty Dillinger was like kind of in that NXT upper tier, like when they were really getting going.
Yeah, but he never did anything like within the grand scheme of it. Like when NXT really started going, it was about Sammy, Nakamura, Joe, Balor, Ciampa, Gargano, Tommy Yen, Andrade. Like Ty wasn't really in that mix like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's why he went to AEW because he wasn't getting used, and then didn't do anything there. And now he's going to come back, and he's probably going to get more of a push in NXT.
Well, he's got the chair with him, like he brought up an element of his back.
Yeah. Like he's gonna get more of a push. I mean, everyone that goes there gets more of a push anyway because that's like part of your deal, you know. Like Baron Corbin and Fandango.
Well, they'll probably like respect him more. You know, you think about it, like he could probably like give advice. You know, like they'll probably.
Well, that's the thing. You go back now, and you've been to another company, and you were already there, and plus you're way older. And look at everyone that's around you. It's a bunch of like Cora Jades and Nikita Lyons, and you know these types that like can't wrestle themselves out of a paper bag. They can wrestle themselves into a fucking knee brace and an MRI on their leg.
Instagram followers.
Coming
soon, presented by Here Comes the Lame presents
I was talking a lot of shit
tonight.
A lot of shit tonight about female wrestlers tonight.
Yeah, Paper Bag Wrestling is going to be the name of our promotion.
Yeah.
It's going to be only ugly people.
Yeah.
Who also can't wrestle.
Yeah. So XPW.
Hey,
Joe,
hey.
All right. Anything else? Any plugs or anything like that before we head out?
I guess not. We're on the road to WrestleMania. Yeah, that's really it. Are you going to immediately?
No, I got to take a break. I'm going to put my dinghy in chat. You can follow me on Twitch, and you can subscribe on YouTube, and I will be live tomorrow around 8 p.m. or so. It's some Final Fantasy, and hopefully every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then we'll have this show. It's kind of a fun thing. Streaming again, have this show.
Oh yeah.
Then watch you guys on Tuesdays. Watch a little of the other show on Wednesdays, and because I'm trying to also watch the other show and do personal stuff at the same time. Getting busy.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to be busy. We are on the road to WrestleMania.
We got a few more on the guest list for the private invite-only show.
That's right. Mania weekend, we will be doing a private.
And if anyone in chat wants to come, just you're invited. You just have,
Yeah.
You'll have to hit us up. You'll have to hit us up.
Now, will you be serving hors d'oeuvres? Will you whip us up like a little plate of something? Or like
maybe. We got to see how much time it is. We're going to be... Everyone's going to be cash grabbing that weekend. I will be. Did you see that Wale has his own chair for Wale Mania? Signed Wale chair.
And
$220.
Well, like he's selling it. You could buy it.
Yeah, you can go on like an Eventbrite or something.
Hey, obviously neither of us would get a tattoo of Tony Khan. But I want to know.
Speak for yourself, brother.
Speak for yourself, bruv. I want to know to close the show. Number one wrestler that you would get tattooed doesn't have to be a portrait, but
I mean, I've always thought of a wrestling tattoo, but it's like rough, man. It's rough. Like, what can you get? And if you're saying wrestler.
I feel like
it would have to be Randy Savage with like glasses, maybe like Macho King or something, you know, like some very colorful sort of like portrait, you know, because all my stuff is portrait. So like, you know, maybe an animated version of Randy Savage.
All right, cool.
Much.
What about like
I like a more animated, more like an animated version of Randy Savage, but like, you know, with like the tassels, like, you know, the WCW style or the
dope. I would do. I could do classic smiley face Mankind mask. Have a nice day logo. I could grab that somewhere.
Yeah.
I could do something like that.
Have a nice day.
Leave it in the chat. What wrestler or wrestling promoter would you get tattooed on your body? And I guess that pretty much does it. Joe is going to go. He's lying, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. He's lying. He's already loading it up. You see his eyes diverting to the other screen? He's already got it going. He's already starting it. Yeah, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go read a book. Yeah, right.
Imagine if I was like playing it on stream today.
That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, what happened? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Well, that pretty much does it for us. That does it for this week's barrage of shows. Great show, Joe.
Let us know how the quality with the bitrate and stuff was, everybody. We did increase it a little bit, but I did have this like crazy delay.
Yeah, you can really see my raw nose. And by the way, this is because I'm sick. That's why my nose is raw.
I'll need to wear a different hat next week because it looks like the hat was affecting. Looks like Urka was right. The hat was affecting my focus.
I think the thing that was affecting your focus the most was Final Fantasy.
Yeah, and the lack of sleep I had. All
right. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. I'm Patrick with the Flagship Show. Here comes Elaine. On behalf of Flagship Joe, we're out of time. Bye-bye.